Hello? Is anyone there? Is this thing on? Hey, how y'all doing? It's been so long. Oh my gosh. I feel like I don't know how to film YouTube videos anymore, but YouTube is where I started. When I say I took a break from YouTube, I think it's been 6 months since I posted. That is the longest I've ever gone without posting. We're jumping right in. I'm doing my makeup today in full depth, and I'm also gonna be answering some questions. I got a bunch of questions here that I asked you guys on Instagram. This entire time that I've been gone, I've just been trying to figure out how to balance everything, and I feel like I'm in a good place to start doing it all again. It is really hard to balance it all. Like the creators that you see doing YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, it's a lot. It's a lot. Anyway, I'm back. I'm excited. I'm gonna save you guys all the apologies and blah blah blah. Let's do my makeup. Let's answer questions, catch up. I've missed you guys so much, and I'm just ready to be back doing weekly YouTube videos, whether it's a vlog, whether it's a haul, whether it's whatever it is. I'm ready to be back. I put on my skincare earlier this morning, but I just want to show you guys what I've been loving and what I've been using. It's a little expensive, okay? But it works. I start out in the morning with a freshly clean face with my SkinCeuticals CE ferulic acid. I have these dark spots from leftover acne. I broke out really bad, so I'm trying to lighten them up as fast as I can, and this has been helping so much. And then I go over with moisturizer, and this is the Ulla Henriksen Strength Trainer Peptide Boost. I've used the hell out of this, and I love it. Leaves my skin really hydrated for the daytime. And then my new love is this SPF. This is the Summer Fridays Shade Drops. It's a mineral milk sunscreen, so it really just blends right into the skin. SPF 30, absolutely love this. I've been loving the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer Milk Makeup Dupe. I haven't tried the Milk Makeup one, but this one is really good. I just use a pump and a half, and that's enough. It's only $10, and it makes my makeup last so long. I feel like I kind of have to work fast with this primer because she's sticky, icky, icky. First question is just as simple as, how are you? What's been going on? And I want to let you guys know I'm doing really, really good. Even though me balancing my career and my personal life has been a little bit tricky and I haven't done too well at balancing it all, I'm still really proud of myself for giving it the best that I've got. I'm making my way back to my Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I was using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, which I think is such a good foundation, but I do find that this one gives a little bit more coverage and lasts a little longer, and I just use 2.5 pumps. So yes, life has been very busy. There's been a lot going on because I am planning a wedding, planning a honeymoon. I just got back from my bachelorette trip, which I'm so glad that planning is over. I had so much fun, you guys. We went to Miami. I went with 14 of my closest girls, so including me, it was a group of 15, and it was the most fun trip. And I mean, it was Miami. Miami is literally always a good choice. Our wedding is literally in 1 month and 3 weeks, and then we are going to Europe for a month and a half. We're traveling all over Europe, so we're going to 5 countries. We are doing Paris, Greece, Italy, Amsterdam, and London. There's a lot of moving parts right now, okay? I've been obsessed with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I'm in the shade Snow. You really don't need a lot of this concealer because the coverage on this is incredible. Speaking about weddings, I got the question, what made you want 2 weddings? I feel like there's a lot of confusion around the whole me having 2 weddings thing, and I totally get it because who the hell has 2 weddings? What would be the reason for that? Trust me, if it was up to me, I would not have really chose to have 2 weddings, but it just worked out that way best for me and Moody and our family dynamic and where our families live in the world. I feel like people were really confused about this on TikTok, especially because I posted a Egypt wedding recap video, and then they were like, why are you on a bachelorette trip if you already had your wedding in Egypt? If you guys don't know, me and Moody did have 2, well, we are having 2 separate weddings. We already had our first one, and our first wedding was in Egypt. The reason why we did an Egypt wedding is because my fiance Moody, his entire family lives in Egypt. So he is Egyptian, he was born in Egypt. came to the US, New York, when he was really young. Weddings are just like a super big deal to them, and it's like really important to them, and like in his culture, the weddings are just like the biggest deal. He really wanted to have a wedding in Egypt, and I was down for it, but I was like, well, I also want my family to be a part of my wedding because all of my family lives here in New York. So what we decided was to have our first wedding for Moody's family that lives in Egypt and can't really travel to the US because it's extremely expensive for them, and visas are like, you know, not very easy to get for them. So what we did was we went to Egypt, had our wedding. His mom planned the whole thing, and we did that over there. It was traditional, it was beautiful, an amazing experience that I wouldn't change for anything. And that was last summer. Now this summer, in almost less than 2 months, we are having our New York wedding, and we're doing it in upstate New York at my family property, and we're having my entire family. So my family here in New York that couldn't travel to Egypt is able to come to my wedding this summer. That's why we're doing 2 weddings. It was really because of family, and we wanted both of our families to be a part of our big day, so we decided to have 2 of them. I know it's kind of crazy, and honestly, like, I wouldn't have really picked it to be this way. It's not exactly ideal, but it's what works for us, and I know a lot of people think that it's super fucking weird. I get it, but that's just what works for us, okay? So I got the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick. Before this, I was using my Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer Stick in the shade Baked, and I have to say I really enjoy the Milk Makeup one better than this. I just feel like the Milk Makeup one is a lot creamier, and this one, I don't know. It's not bad, but when I'm like comparing the two with how much I loved my Milk Makeup one, it's not as good as this one. I still love it, and I feel like I'll use this a lot on my clients, but for me, for my skin, for my face, I don't know, I just enjoy the Milk Makeup one better. This one is in the shade Medium, and it's just a little bit too cool tone for me. Since on the topic of bachelor parties, are strippers off limits at Moody's and yours as well? I feel like I don't really know how to answer this question, but I'll just say that like we have like a very, very open communication about what is going to happen, what isn't going to happen. Like, we are so communicative with each other. Like, we communicate about literally every single thing. Me and Moody, we have such a healthy relationship. I don't know, we don't really restrict each other for anything. Lately I've just been realizing like I don't like to give too many details about my relationship or the dynamics, because everyone has something to say, everyone has something to judge about everything. And listen, I get it, like, people put their lives out there on the internet for people to judge them, but I'm in control of like what I put out and what I don't. So I don't know, we fully trust each other, and if something like inappropriate or if something just doesn't feel right, like, him and I just won't do it to each other. We prioritize each other's comfort over anything else without kind of like limiting or like setting rules or saying like, no, you can't do this. Like, we just don't do that to each other. Cream blush, I'm going in with Fenty Beauty Bikini Martini. I have zero idea why you can't find this anywhere anymore, but I need to start only saving it for special occasions, because I swear when I run out, I'm going to be devastated. It's just so gorgeous. But I do know that Juvia's Place or P. Louise has some really good dupes for this shade. Do you ever plan to do any other work than YouTube? If so, what? So I don't plan to do like social media forever. I feel like for anyone, that's just not a realistic plan. Like, I think when I'm 50, 60 years old, you guys are gonna be like, okay sis, enough with the makeup tutorials. Like, not because I'm not interesting, but there are gonna be newer things, like younger people that come in the generations after me, and it's just gonna be like, I mean, I don't think social media is a forever thing. I think it works now because I'm still young and I'm having fun with it. I think when my life changes as well, like, I don't want to be having kids and like shoving their face in the internet. But what my plan is for the future is really just to get into real estate. Like, me and my husband plan to get some investment properties and just like have that be our means for living. An absolute standard in my routine is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I pick it up on my brush and have it ready to go, and then I take my sponge and I make sure there are no creases under my eye before I set, because I hate setting while there are creases, and my under eyes crease a lot. Press it with a powder puff. You could get these powder puffs on Amazon. And then I take a big fluffy brush and I kind of just move around any excess to like set the rest of my face. One of my all-time favorite products is this bronzer. This is the Glowish bronzer by Huda Beauty. I'm in the shade 02 medium and it is incredible. I use a Real Techniques multitask brush to apply it. It's like this glowy bronzer without any shimmer, but it still leaves like a radiance to your skin. Y'all know, like, I'm a makeup girly. I've been through a lot of makeup and this is one of my top products. I feel like it's really underrated. How did you start your journey on becoming an influencer? Do you contact brands? My journey as an influencer started a very long time ago. If you're like an OG day one person, like, you remember, I've been doing YouTube for a really long time. And it first started becoming popular. I started making videos, but I was never super consistent. I'm going in with my new favorite blush. This is by Too Faced in the shade Candy Clouds. So it's this like super bubblegum pink blush that I am absolutely obsessed with. And it smells like cake or candy. I get it close to my under eye and high on my cheekbone. And then I put that on with the Morphe Ariel A22 brush. I started YouTube a really long time ago. I think I started like my channel in maybe like 2012, but I was never really consistent. Up until I want to say like 2018, I started being really consistent and I started taking it super seriously. Brands started to like send me PR and I was like, oh my god, like I could get free stuff out of this. I couldn't believe that like brands would give me free stuff out of this. And of course I was also following the careers out of my favorite influencers like Nicole Guerrero or Carly Bybel, and I feel like I started to do it, but I never really like took a full chance on myself up until now. I feel like now I don't play about my career, and although I'm nowhere near like the biggest influencer, every little dollar that I make is made solely like by me. Like I did that, you know? So I'm really proud of the career that I've built for myself, and I just know that like it's up from here. I also asked, do I reach out to brands myself? So I used to handle like all of my emails, all of my brand partnerships, but now I have an amazing manager. I'm with Adonai Agency. Shout out to Adonai. I love my agency that I'm with. I love my manager. We have such a close relationship. Like we're literally FaceTiming each other every day, and I could only have dreamed of having a manager that was like this, like a relationship with my manager that was like this. Any kind of brand opportunity that I have is handled by my manager now, and it makes creating content so much easier. I can just focus on creating the content. And this is what I'm really passionate about, like the creative stuff. Like it's up from here, girl. Next question is, have you and your partner ever taken a break or broken up? And the answer is no. No, we haven't. Me and my partner, we are so solid, like dead ass. I'm going in with my NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. This is in the shade Caramel. So the thing with me and my partner, like we've never taken a break because we're just so honest with each other. We tell each other so much of what we're feeling, whether it's good or it's bad. And the reason why we do that is because we really want to last. Like we just see each other as like our lifelong partners. We know that we want to be together for as long as humanly possible. And in order to make that happen, we need to make sure our wants and our needs are extremely clear. And sometimes that takes brutal honesty. So even when we feel like it might hurt the other person's feelings, or it might not be exactly what we want to hear, we still share our thoughts and share our feelings with each other. Him and I come before anyone and anything, before our family, before our parents, before our siblings, before our friends, our friendships. Like him and I are right here all the time. We've learned to be able to manage that while not being codependent and still keeping our individuality. We prioritize our own interests, our own wants, our own needs. I would say the overall reason why we've never needed to take a break, we've never wanted to take a break from each other, because we're so honest with each other that our needs are literally always communicated. so there's never anything like hidden that like he might want. I'm using the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. I'm just putting a little bit of this light brown on my crease. We've never wanted to take a break. We would be like, for what? But I understand like not every relationship is like that, and that's okay. But I've been through a relationship where we've taken breaks and we've broken up and gotten back together and broken up and gotten back together, and it was always because I was scared to be honest about my true feelings. I was scared to say that like, hey, I want this instead of like this, you know, like I was just always giving in to what I thought he wanted in the relationship, and that caused so much friction because I wasn't fully honest. Me and my partner, in my eyes, we have a dream relationship. Like, it's incredible what we have, and I'm so lucky and so blessed to experience that with him. And we believe that loving each other doesn't mean suffocating each other. We believe that loving each other is letting each other be, letting each other make mistakes, letting each other experience life. That doesn't mean we always agree, but we trust each other to figure it out. So that is a really long answer. I'm doing a little shadow winged liner. I love doing just a soft wing with some brown shadow because it makes it easier and it's kind of like less harsh on the eye. Dream brand collab, future plans and goals or wants. Okay, I love this question. To be honest, like I don't really have a dream brand, but my next really big goal that I really want to make happen this year, maybe next year, is I really want to go on a brand trip with a brand that like aligns with what I love. So I don't know what brand, and even if I did, I would want to keep it to myself to see if it would happen, right? I'm going in with L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. I really want to be in the space of being invited on a brand trip, which I think I can make that happen soon. My other goal is to reach 100K on TikTok. That is a big goal of mine. I really want to reach 100K, and then 200, then 300, then a million. So yeah, I'm just like, those are the goals that I'm working up to. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, help me get my follower count up. The follower count is obviously great, like it's part of it, but it also just means like more opportunities for me, more ways to like connect with you guys. And I just noticed like on TikTok, through my comments, I just feel like my community is really building on there. Like I know my girls on there. The way my girls comment, the way you guys just like interact on TikTok, it's so nice because it feels like I'm like having a conversation with people. It really feels like, oh my god, like that's my people, you know? And that's what I want to cultivate more of. And we'll see how it goes. I'm manifesting a lot of things right now, you guys. The next question is, are you having kids soon? The answer is no, honestly. I'm not having kids soon. I'm just not really interested in having kids right now. And neither is my husband. We just want to like live our lives together. Me and my husband, we literally enjoy each other so much. Like we enjoy our lives together that we really don't want to take that next step right now. I just put on MAC Strip Down Lip Liner. This is my favorite lip liner of all time. I have both of these. This one is in the shade Modern Muse, and then this one is in the shade Suit Up. Ooh. Oh my god, this is so pretty. It has like a little bit of an orange tint to it, and there's definitely a sheen in there. And I'm just gonna mix it with a little bit of this pink one in the shade Suit Up. This looks like it's more matte. I'll just do it in the center. Okay, wait, no, that's really pretty as well. But we think it might change in the future. We just don't know when. We just really want to like enjoy our childless life together right now. We want to enjoy some of this time. As a last step, I'm taking the Givenchy Prism Libre powder, and this is in the shade Voila Rose. So they're like really pinky toned powder. Pick a little bit of that up on a Morphe Ariel brush. This is the A14. Pack that on my under eye for some brightening. I keep it on the inner corner here, and then I drag it out to my upper cheekbone. I tap that powder off, and I dip into my blush. And I like to blend in that translucent powder with my blush, sort of like on that edge area. This just gives like that, this is like mid-tone blushing, and it gives that really kind of blurred under eye effect. which I think is so pretty. And then I just dust off the translucent powder. So you can see the difference. Like, it's not a huge difference, but this just looks more like seamless and flawless, and this looks still pretty, but not as bright and not as blurred. Next question is it any different living separately or living together with Moody? Oh my god, of course, it's such a big difference. Living separately is a lot more difficult just because he would have to pick me up and then drop me off at home at the end of the night, and it's just so much less fun. Like, it's so much more fun living with him. Okay, last question that I'm gonna answer. Would you recommend someone new to pursue content creation / YouTube in 2023? Sometimes I ask myself, like, if I had to start all over right now, would I? And my answer, like my gut answer that just comes out of me, is always yes. Like, yes, absolutely. It is never too late to start social media. There are new influencers that pop up freaking left and right and have life-changing careers. Like, social media can literally change your life. So I would 100% always encourage someone to start. Now you just have to be smarter about how you do it, and you have to be more innovative. You know, you have to put a lot more effort than you used to have to. You just have to be extremely dedicated and extremely consistent now. All right, you guys, so that is it for my video back. Q&A down, full face of my everyday go-to makeup down, and I'm so excited to be back here with you guys. I've missed you incredibly. Thank you for loving me, accepting me, following my journey. There's so much to go on, and I'm dedicating myself to weekly videos now, okay? Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Mwah. Bye. Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already.